But some detainees have been released, and some have returned to the battlefield, and some have even become suicide bombers. And we have to be really careful about what we're going to do with these detainees. One of the possible consequences of this decision is that it is possible that some of these detainees, after challenging their detention in court, could be released into the United States. And then you have further complication when it comes to our immigration laws and how long you can hold a detainee, which right now under our immigration laws is for 6 months. And so there's a lot of complicated issues that go into this decision, and we are working hard, but I would tell you there's no imminent decision that's going to be announced from the White House.
So you're saying if these detainees challenge inside the U.S. judicial system, they would have to go to, let's say, the D.C. Circuit Court?
Yes, right there at 3rd and Penn.
And if the judge then said there's not enough evidence, your understanding of it is that the detainees would be released from that courthouse?
I'm saying it is a possibility. And I think that because we are in uncharted territory, and we have never had enemy combatants afforded constitutional rights like all of us have. And so anybody who thinks that they know exactly what's going to happen if a detainee challenges his or her detention in court, they're not being honest, because we don't know what's going to happen. But there is considered judgment from many federal government lawyers, all the way up to the Attorney General of the United States, that it is a very real possibility that a dangerous detainee could be released into the United States as a result of this Supreme Court decision. Anybody else on Gitmo?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say there's a chance that a detainee could be released into the U.S., but a detainee would not necessarily have the visas to be in or the proper paperwork, so wouldn't INS or ICE detain them?
Well, yeah, but what I just told you is that, well, first of all, in terms of immigration, you're only allowed right now under another Supreme Court decision to hold somebody for 6 months. But there's legal immigrants. They're all over the place, and we have to take into consideration what all of this means. And I'm sure that none of us want Khalid Sheikh Mohammed walking around our neighborhoods. And while there might be some lawyers that you can find that would say that's a stretch, but what I would submit to you is that they don't know either, and that the Attorney General of the United States, who has been intimately involved in trying these types of cases, in fact oversaw the first World Trade Center bombing case, he's very concerned about this situation. So you can bet that he is at the table as well, trying to figure this out so we make sure that we don't endanger any citizen of the United States.
Wouldn't they be deported immediately?
Not necessarily. That's not how it works. People can then challenge in court. People can challenge their immigration. That's why we have whole slates of immigration courts. It's very complicated.